guys? Marco here from the Vaticans. How you all doing? Hope everything is good. And today we're gonna review real quick, or not so quick I should say. If you know my reviews, you know I talk a lot. We're gonna review this awesome Ibanez JS1CR 30. Whew, that was a mouthful. It just arrived an hour ago, and we're going to open it together and kind of go through the ownership or what it's like to own one of these, and you know, get a vibe for it. It's funny, I always wanted one, but kind of never did get it. And I'm sharing this because maybe you can relate to as to why you would want one, besides just, of course, being a crazy Satriani fan. But even though I admire Joe, I always felt like if I get one, it's going to be too obvious that I didn't want it to look like I'm trying to be or play like Joe, you know, which is kind of hypocritical because I have a lot of other signature models, you know, so that was kind of weird. But I thought the Chrome Boy specifically kind of stands out, like, and they're not cheap, you know, it's Ibanez's most expensive guitar, but it lists at $5,000. And so I kind of skipped it, even though I kind of secretly always wanted one. And guess what happened? I was in Europe for Christmas, and my violinist and my wife randomly, and my mom were sitting there. We were on the couch being lazy, and I showed them a picture. Hey, what do you guys think of this guitar? And they all lost their shit. I mean, they were like, "Oh my God, what is this? Why don't you have one? What is wrong with you?" They were literally like, "Sell all of your guitars to buy this guitar." And I was like, wow. So it made me think, you know what, there's maybe for our band, which is an instrumental band, kind of beautiful gothic instrumental band, as you know, it kind of made sense. It perfectly fits what I'm looking for, and it doesn't, a lot of people might not even know what it is. They might just think it's super cool. You know, a lot of the people outside of the guitar world might not necessarily know who Joe Satriani is. They might just appreciate the guitar for what it is. And that ironically made me completely re-fall in love with the guitar. And I wanted to share this with you also for another reason, which is very surprising to me. There's actually not a lot about this guitar online. There's a few gentlemen who do a great job, you know, playing it and showing it a little bit, and a bunch of 1-minute videos. But what's disappointing is, and I know it's a specialty guitar. Look, I know it's very expensive and not for everybody, but you would think Ibanez would do a little bit of a better job, or like really, I mean, there's so much great publicity you can do around this guitar. For one, how it's made. I had to do hours of research to finally figure out how they got the chrome right with the new machines available, how to spray the chrome, and the issues they had in the past with the chrome coming off. So they really did nail it. But you know, even Joe himself, Joe Satriani, he kind of does a quick, oh, here it is, you know, a year back when they were coming out in 2018. Or almost 2 years at this point. And so I'm surprised they don't kind of, you know, have like a really nice promo video. If you look at the John Petrucci guitars or some other signature models, they have a lot of media on them and really explain what the guitar is about, how it's made, what makes it so special. So short really of that little 2-minute clip that Joe has and the Ibanez website, you really don't really have a lot about it, and I'm surprised. So I kind of felt I wanted to do a review to kind of show you the guitar a little bit more up close and what it's like to own one. But first and foremost, please subscribe to the channel, and I appreciate all you guys' great feedback. Let's open this beautiful case and actually get to know the guitar a little bit, go through the specs, and then of course we'll do a little basic sound just to give you a good idea of what the Saturate pickup and the Sustainiacs are all about. As you can see, you have this incredibly beautiful case that Ibanez issues for these gorgeous guitars. And I cheated a little bit. I just put the tremolo on the fibers so you get the full effect. And we're going to open the case, and here it is. And I'm going to go to normal length there and just look at that beauty. Before we even take it out of the case, there's just such a wow factor. And I just remember when, again, my mom, my violinist, and my wife saw this on the pictures, they were like, holy moly, absolutely drop dead gorgeous. But before we go into the guitar, And I'm going to take it out. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put it right here, a little bit by the pillows where we take our afternoon naps. There you go. Just kind of give you that. I mean, just look at that. And I love how the chrome under darker conditions looks like really warm. Now, Ibanez does say to expect some imperfections in the finish, but I can tell you there's no imperfections here. I mean, the guitar is flawless. I do wish, and you know, I would love your comments on this. This is rosewood, and you know, I'm a little tired out on rosewood. I wish they would have done ebony with this. I just feel like the black, as you can see, complements the chrome a little bit better. I'm just a little tired out on rosewood, but just alder body. It has a very nice alder body, which is very warm and great on sustain. Maple and 3-piece Babinga neck, which is just gorgeous. As you can see, the patterns are incredibly beautiful. And again, I'm taking the time to show you this because I wish there would have been something online for me to kind of, you know, get a real vibe before you can spend that kind of money. As you can see, my reflection is there, me holding the phone. I mean, it's incredible the way they got this right. But let's get real quick to the goodies of the case. As you can see on the guitar, I had put the graphite, a little carbon fiber tremolo arm on, and which is really cool. You do get two. You get the regular one as well. They clip right in. Let's see what other candy we have. I got this from Music Zoo. Nice little cloth, which is nice. Just like with Sweetwater, this is a nice touch. They put a hand inscription on there with the serial number and also the date when they shipped it. As you can tell, I just had bought it and it arrived just a little while ago. You got the owner manual for the Sustainiac here. And again, the Sustainiac isn't anything new. It's been out for a moment. However, I did discover a few things with it that kind of, you know, were not really that clear to me when I researched the guitar. JS1CR Chrome is a designation. You have your little manual here in like 45 different languages. You know, I know we guitar players look right past that. You know, nice tag. This was in their inspection card. This is include that as well. Really, really cool. And what's so cool about this one is you also have the ruler right there. It's a really, really nice, solid little kit. The main part, of course, is this right here. Really beautiful booklet. And get ready, you're about to get blinded here when I open this and whoa, more chrome. Whoa, there it is, shining and blinding. A little, you know, note from Joe, as you would expect. What's really cool, I actually thought that this was a generic print, and then it turns out these are actually signed individually. You can tell and feel it. So it's kind of cool that he signs them, which is interesting, you know, because they were limited, and now they're basically a production guitar, maybe not in big masses. So it'll be interesting to see how long you're going to get the hand-signed version of it, especially if you know care about the COAs and you know, that kind of stuff for resale later. Mine obviously is going to lose a lot of value because it will be played, but again, it's just such a beauty. And I want to just show you that case one more time in its glory. It's gorgeous. It's good quality. We have some good amps to test it in. Ironically, you know, the Marshall Satriani head, and you would think, and this is what's so incredible, you would think I'm buying all this Satriani stuff because I want to be a Satriani. I'm not. I don't even really, you know, I love him, but it's not like I'm buying it because it's Satriani gear. What's so incredible is just how good of a product this is. This is probably one of the best heads ever made. That's just a fact, whether you like Joe Satriani or not. And this is just so unique that I figured with the little collection I have, you know, of different stuff, you know, signature models, you know, we got the Anfo there, we got the Majesties. I just figured, hey, you know, for what I do, this would just kind of be really cool. And when people see it on stage, it might have that same effect that my mom and my wife had when they saw, like, wow, what is this? So, and that kind of, again, made me fall in love with it. I wanted to show you another angle just of the guitar and how beautiful the chrome looks. They just did a really, really good job. The craftsmanship is incredible all the way around. I'm just trying to give you organic angles, not like you would see in the store where everything is perfect, so you can kind of get a feeling of how cool the guitar is. And even the headstock is chrome. You see the little Babinga neck there in the middle. Again, the grain here is fantastic. A little different opinions on this. You know, some people disagree. You know, with the three-piece, you lose a lot of sound traveling between the woods, obviously, as it is separated here. Some people have this school of thought that a one-piece neck is the best, which is why I have the Les Paul right next to it, just as a comparison. It's obviously the most classic guitar, so you can also a little bit compare on size. What's so great about the Chrome Boy is that it's 24 frets now. The old ones were 22 frets. But you see here you have a one piece, and a lot of people say, you know, that's the most resonant you can have in sound traveling. Some people love the stability of a three-piece neck. These guitars couldn't be more different from one another, of course, all together. You see the battery compartment there. And the first 30 models, probably more. I remember when I saw it at NAMM, they had the commemorative encryption there, engraving I should say, and a generic Satriani signature. But other than that, the guitars are exactly identical. The Goto tuners, and let's turn this thing around. Again, you can see I'm so tired out on this rosewood. I just feel like ebony would have looked better. But again, this is Joe's guitar, and it's going to be done the way he says it. Let me get out of here, way here, so you can see, just trying to give you a little bit of a size comparison, so you can. And again, the chrome again just looks incredible. It feels solid. It feels scratch resistant. Some people keep saying that the guitar, of course, is very prone to fingerprints. And I'm a little confused by that statement. Let me put this one here under the light so you can really see it very nicely next to the Les Paul. I'm not really sure what the point of that is. Of course, it's going to have fingerprints. For one, you're going to play it. There's a fingerprint. And I can tell you from having spent a few minutes on it, there's no more annoying fingerprints on this than there are, for example, on the Paul Reed Smith Custom 24, which is just as much of a fingerprint magnet. So, you know, okay, you have fingerprints, you play it, then you wipe it and move on with your life. So, not really sure if that's a negative, as people try to make it seem. And what I'm going to do now is walk around, because I just want to show you different shades of the guitar, so you can really just appreciate the craftsmanship, of how unique and hard it is to do this chrome thing. Also, a few features while we're here. Self-explanatory locking system, obviously, with the I call it Floyd Rose system. I don't care, you know, what the name of the different variations are. It's a Floyd Rose interpretation. You've got your volume, of course, and your tone. They're both push-pull. All right. This puts on the high pass filter, so when you roll down the volume, you don't lose your highs. How much you really use that in real life, I don't know, but it's cool to have. Of course, your pickup selectors, which are very unique. They're kind of going forward, backward, not up and down. Sustainiac, both, and of course the bridge pickup. And then this actually activates the Sustainiac. As you know, there's two ways to install the Sustainiac. One is with an extra switch, but Joe decided to go the route, which I love, which is the push-pull, so you don't have too many switches. Then here you have the sustaining normal note, sustaining going into a harmonic, and then here will be the pinch harmonic, and it's a really cool feature. It's very important to understand, and one thing that kind of is logic when you think about it. God, look how gorgeous this is. I'm gonna have to change these for locking tuners. Obviously, you're not gonna be playing this without some locking tuners, but it feels like the whole guitar is chrome. You keep forgetting that there's alder underneath. And they did a great job on these two. They don't look cheap like the pickup rings. Love some of the other anniversary models had the chrome covers here, but I love the black against the chrome. But back to the Sustainiac. Remember, it only works when using this pickup. So I noticed playing, you know, I was on the neck pickup and then I turned on the Sustainiac and it switched back to the sound of this. So you got to keep that in mind. You can't sustain the neck pickup, obviously. It's only going to sustain the bridge pickup since it's wired to do that, you know, feed it back and loop it. So very, very, very important thing to keep in mind. All right, let's I hope, again, this gives you a little bit of an idea what this guitar looks like, feels like. I just wanted to give you a little bit more than was online. If you know the JS models, they haven't really changed much over the years. I remember when I had one years back, the Black Pearl, and one of the reasons why I haven't bought one in forever, it's just because, honestly, I feel the color selection is just terrible. They have this muscle car colors, and nothing wrong with that. It's just a shame they don't give you more options, but I just can't buy an orange guitar, you know, and that's the only thing available, or the purple or whatever. So I wish there was more options, but again, just look at this thing. Gorgeous, beautiful. And if you're an Ibanez fan and a Joe Satriani fan, and I hope that this makes you consider this guitar outside of just being a Joe Satriani fan. This is really a great guitar, period. And it's just interesting to see, you know, the modern beast next to the kind of like more classic thing. So just gorgeous, done all the way. I love the way the input jack is. It's angled a little bit. So let's plug it in real quick and just go over some quick sounds. Hopefully that will give you an idea for your consideration and what this guitar is all about. All right, let's check out the sounds real quick. Obviously very subjective. You're all going to have different amps, different pedals. I'm just going straight into the Mesa Boogie real quick with a little bit of maybe reverb delay, but no additional gain added. Again, you're all going to make this thing sound different anyway. I just want to give you a quick idea of my interpretation of what this guitar is like. If you know Joe's sound, it's warm. These are not very high output pickups. If you look at the saturate on the Marzio side, it's like a 4, 5, 6, that range, which is nice because it's not a metal guitar compared to other, if you get like an RG and, you know, you get into the real metal stuff and it's just all about gain, you know. So just a quick, you're not going to spend too much time on the clean sound anyway. The neck feels great. Just the craftsmanship is awesome. It has a deep C. This is a rather thick neck. Don't be confused. You know, I don't play a lot of Ibanez. I have in the past, but not so much now. And this is like a Les Paul 60s. This is a pretty big neck. You know, it has that Joe C shape to it. It's rather thick. So on the bridge, you know, very bright as you would expect, you know. And then the neck, you know, probably warmer. Yeah, just kind of what you would expect. The problem with the clean is you're going to have to mask it so much anyway. You're going to put chorus on it, delay, reverb. So it's so subjective how we make our cleans, isn't it? But I'll give you a little bit of a... very warm. The Sustainiac is warm. It kind of is supposed to simulate a humbucker, but you can kind of tell it's not that strong, you know. And then the bridge is obviously much brighter. just kind of normal, clean sounds. Again, it's all about how much makeup you put on that. Let's check out the fun stuff, the gain. All right, enough of that clean business. Let's get to the fun of it. Whoa, I'm on channel 3 on the Mesa. Notice something right away when I switch to the neck pickup, the Sustainiac. I don't know if you can hear that, but listen. You hear that little high pitch? It's gone now on the bridge, but watch when I go back to the neck. So you can see the circuit is being active, and you're gonna something to be aware of when you use the Sustainiac. And speaking of the Sustainiac, I'm gonna walk you through the modes right away. So check this out. We're gonna enable it right here. Okay, this is position 1 all the way down, which is supposed to just hold the note. Kind of cool. You can do the whole Gary Moore thing, right? You can do that till the battery runs out, pretty much. Kind of, you know, makes me give him even more props. He did it, you know, just with the volume and knowing where to stand, you know. So, but pretty cool. So it's a really cool tool to have. I really love it. So again, we enable the Sustainiac by pushing the tone out, and you can just kind of hold your notes, which is really cool. You can even right now feel the circuitry. The guitar is kind of vibrating. So if you let go, even though you don't have any volume, you really feel the thing still being on, you know. Kind of let's see if we can make something musical with that, you know. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. Hold, excuse me, hold the note. Let's go to position 2, a blend. Let's see how that works out. You know, and I'll give you the same boring phrase for your comparison, which gives us the blend of the harmonic and the note. Same phrase again. That's pretty cool. That's kind of like probably the one you're going to use the most. And position 3 is supposed to give us the pinch harmonic, the very high one. Same phrase. So I could go on for hours, you know, and get into a whole kind of shred and creative. It's definitely inspiring. You can kind of see the tonal options it opens up, you know. The saturate, I'm going to turn the Sustainiac off. The saturate is a very nice, aggressive but yet warm pickup. It's super. You can definitely hear that Satriani tone in there, you know. And here's the neck. Much warmer. Here's a big deal for you to understand, which is very important. If you are on the neck pickup and you turn on the Sustainiac, it's going to go back to the bridge pickup. It's very important. So watch what I'm saying. You cannot have the Sustainiac on the neck sound. It's always going to be the bridge sound, and that can mess you up because if you're holding a note in a beautiful warm neck note, and then you turn the Sustainiac on, it's going to go to the bridge sound. It's very important to understand. So check out what I'm talking about. I'm now on the neck pickup. I'm going to hold a note on the neck pickup in our boring little pentatonic example, and then turn on the Sustainiac. And you're going to see how the note changes. See how that right away went brighter?
And then watch, when I turn it off, it's gonna go back to the neck. So watch this. The moment I turn the Sustainiac off, then it goes back to the neck, which I had selected. So every time you turn the Sustainiac on, it's always going to be the sound of the bridge pickup. Very important. You cannot have the sound of the neck pickup and hold that note with the Sustainiac unless you do it naturally. So anyway, now you can see the fingerprints, I hope, and I hope all of you who own one put a lot of fingerprints on there too. I just wanted to give you a little bit of a little bit more than was out there about those guitars. It's a beautiful guitar. It's gorgeous. It's unique. It's impressive how they did that. It feels great. It sounds great, and it's just really a great tool to get inspired and open up the palette with that whole Sustainiac 24 frets. I personally wish it would have had an ebony fretboard, but you know, that's not my call. That's Joe's call. I love it, and you know, it just really feels solid. It stays in tune great. And let me give you a couple of random notes, and you know, subscribe to the channel, please, and don't forget to check out the Vaticans. So. All right, enough nonsense. See you soon. I should warm up before I do this. Have a good one.